Chuckload of Comics is brought to you by Cold War Games, creators of Squarriors, Fight Your Friends, and Lady Death Last Stand. For more information, visit coldwar.us. All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think in the comments section. Moving on, our final story of the day. The 2019 Eisner Award nominees have been announced. The Eisner Awards, if you're unfamiliar, they're basically the Oscars for comic books. Every year they do the presentation, the big awards ceremony at San Diego Comicon coming up in July. It's, featuring the very best of the best in the world of comics.
So cool.
31 categories.
Oh my gosh, that's
in
crazy.
the Eisner Awards. We're not going to cover all 31. We're going to give you our picks, who we think will win or should win of 10 of them. Kind of the big 10.
Yeah.
Best news series, best artist, best writer. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. The first one, I think, the big one, best new series of 2018. Shauna, I think you and I are in agreement.
Yes, definitely.
Gideon Falls.
Gideon Falls, hands down. The book is so good.
Gideon Falls by Jeff Lemire, art by Andrea Sorrentino.
Oh, what a great combo.
It's right there on the... Pretty much all of our picks are sort of on the table there of what we think are the best of 2018. Check it out. If you guys haven't started reading Gideon Falls, get on the bandwagon. It's some of Jeff Lemire's finest work.
So good.
Absolutely spectacular and amazing art by Sorrentino.
Of course.
Next category, best continuing series.
Yeah.
If you haven't gotten my pick, Sean, I don't know if it's your same pick, but Immortal Hulk was by far the best new ongoing series of 2018.
Absolutely. I'm right on board with you, and it still is. It's what issue are we on now? Like
15, I think.
Yeah, and it's still great. Every single issue is just awesome.
It is. It's like a horror story.
Yeah.
It's like Tales from the Crypt meets The Incredible Hulk. It's
so cool.
Dark and scary. The art by Joe Bennett is
awesome.
So incredible.
And the coloring, Paul Mounts, man.
Yeah, the coloring spectacular. Awesome. Al Ewing crushing it with the writing. So yeah, best continuing series of 2018. Got to go to Immortal Hulk. This next one, best writer. I got 4. This is a tough one to pick. Nominees are there's a bunch of nominees, but the 4 we've kind of narrowed it down to. Tom King for Batman and Mr. Miracle. Jeff Lemire, crushing it with Black Hammer, Descender, Gideon Falls, Royal City. Kelly Thompson. So glad to see Kelly Thompson get a nomination. Love what she's doing. And Chip Zdarsky. Crushing over there, Peter Parker. Sean, I'm going to let you field this one. Best writer.
I have to go with Jeff Lemire only because Gideon Falls is awesome. Descender and Ascender, which came out this year. But, oh my gosh, I just love his writing, and I think it's great. I have to go with Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire for best writer. I'm going to do a little wild card here and go with Kelly Thompson.
That's also a great
Love
choice.
what she did with Star Wars with Captain Phasma, what she's doing with Rogue and Gambit and Mr. and Mrs. X. Love it. If you're not reading West Coast Avengers by Kelly Thompson, you're missing out. That is the most fun book out there. So I hope she wins. I think it'll probably go to Tom King or Jeff Lemire.
Probably.
Mr.
Miracle is pretty great.
This might be Mr. Miracle's year. Next one, best limited series.
Okay.
Speaking of Mr. Miracle, we've narrowed it down to Mr. Miracle and X-Men Grand Design.
Interesting.
Shauna, what do you think?
I got to go with Mr. Miracle. I
Really?
think that was such a great series. I mean, Tom King's writing is amazing, and then the art in that book, I love it. Absolutely love it.
It was the most talked about book of last year. Mr. Miracle by Tom King. I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm going with X-Men Grand Design Second Genesis. If you guys haven't seen this book, it's so cool. The way it's written and the way it's illustrated, it basically just tells classic stories of the X-Men, but it's illustrated and bound in a way like it's an old newspaper. Everything's
cool.
very pulpy, and it's art, like very old school kind of art, and it tells very quickly some of the more famous stories.
Nice.
Like if you want to know about the Dark Phoenix saga, they do it in like 6 pages. They just do these really quick, hurry up retellings of some of the X-Men's most famous stories. And it's really, really, really cool. The art's spectacular, and it's a good. If you're just getting into comics, it's a really good one to kind of start out with.
Nice.
You want to find out what happened in the 70s with the X-Men. It's a good place to start. Next one, best graphic album, also known as graphic novel. Best graphic album new. This is the new category. I'm going with Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. My heroes have always been junkies.
Yeah.
That book is spectacular, and pretty much anything Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker does, like Her Killer Be Killed right up there. Everything these guys do is absolute gold. Sean, are we in agreement?
Yeah, absolutely.
My heroes have always been junkies. Best new graphic album. Best graphic album reprint.
Hands down.
I got to give it to the Vision. Because, I mean, I would give the Vision an award
all the money
every single year. That is probably one of the best comic book series I've read in years.
Hands down.
It is the book, the only book. If someone has never read a comic book before, but they kind of know a little bit about the Avengers and stuff, I would give them the Vision, hands down. Again, Tom King, the guy that does Mr. Miracle, crushed it with the vision, and they're still. This book came out 3 years ago, and they're still giving it awards.
I know.
This is a reprint, the hardcover version they did.
That's pretty cool.
Of
Is
the
this
Vision.
the one where he's trying to like figure out his family and stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah,
He creates a
it's so
family,
good.
moves out of the suburbs, and tries to deal with like what it takes to become human, what it is to like be a family man.
It's so good.
It's
It's only
the
like
vision.
12 issues, I think,
Yeah,
too.
it's
Not
a bunch
very
of
long.
androids living in the suburbs of
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. and just trying to figure out how to live as a family.
It's so good.
Emotional, oh god, it's gut-wrenching. Absolutely.
It sounds silly, but it's pretty dark.
It's spectacular.
It's like-
It sounds great.
awesome.
Next one, best penciler. Basically best art. Best penciler / anchor. We've narrowed it down to Mr. Miracle, Mitch Gerads, and again, Sean Phillips for Kill or Be Killed, and My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. Shauna?
Tough one. I gotta go with Sean Phillips.
Yeah?
I love his
Kill or
art.
Be Killed.
Yeah. That's my pick.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Man,
I'm going with
you are
Mr.
just
Miracle, man.
Going against me all around
Just
here.
something about the way that they illustrate Mr. Miracle is just so cool.
Yeah,
The
it
entire
is cool.
book is like the Watchmen style, this kind of 9-panel little squares. I
Yeah.
mean, the art in that book is spectacular. It's very, very Watchmen-y, the way they kind of design, and just the art. The art's
It
great.
is.
The way they draw his face, and like you can't say enough about Mr. Miracle
That's
by Tom
true.
King.
I agree. But
this
I'm still
one.
going with Sean Phillips.
The next one, guys. This flip a coin on this one. Best painter, multimedia artist for interior art. Flip a coin. These two guys are both amazing. We've narrowed it down to Batman Damned, art by Lee Bermejo. Ralph, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I don't know.
And
Maybe.
Dustin Gwynn from Descender. Shauna, flip a coin.
I-
Descender or Batman Damned?
That's a tough choice, but I just got to go with Dustin Gwynn because we met him.
We did. We met him at New York Comicon.
And he's a nice guy.
He was
His
super
art's
nice.
Amazing.
He actually
It's
let
just-
us to hold. He let us hold the
Yeah.
pulpy originals from Descender because
It's-
the whole thing's watercolored.
It's watercolor, and it's really cool because he paints them on huge sheets too, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, it's so awesome. It's beautiful.
Well, because you picked Dustin Gwynn,
Guess
and I
who you're
would have
gonna
picked him,
pick.
I'm going Batman Damned, Lee Bermejo. Every single page of this thing is an oil painting. It's the most gritty, dark. The painting in this, everything's an oil painting.
He
Everything is
got
a work of art.
Bruce's wang just
And
perfect.
he somehow managed to do naked Bruce Wayne in issue 1, and he got away with it.
Bruce Wang.
Bruce Wang. He gets the award just for putting full frontal Bruce Wayne on like 4 times in the opening.
Didn't they take that book off the
They
shelves
did.
and reprint it?
They reprinted it wangless. But we got
We got a Wang copy.
we got the Bat Dick copy.
No.
Next one, guys, best cover artist of 2018. You got Mr. Miracle again, seen on the table there, by Nick Darrington and Julian Tedesco. Life of Captain Marvel and Hawkeye. Shauna, I'm
Man.
gonna let you go again.
I love Mr. Miracle. I'm going with Nick Darrington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those covers from Mr. Miracle were
I
spectacular.
know, they're great.
I'm going to go with the other one, as I've been doing this whole time. If you haven't seen the covers of the Life of Captain Marvel, it's really cool. All the covers are like,
Norman Rockwell.
they're like these
style.
old Norman Rockwell style paintings. It looks very kind of 50s. The story tells the story of Captain Marvel going back to her hometown and meeting up with her brother, who's like in a wheelchair, and dealing with the events of her father and reconnecting with her mother. It's just basically her just going back to her hometown. But the covers are really, really cool. They're all very Norman Rockwell-y. Captain Marvel doing very Americana kind of stuff.
That's cool.
They were really cool. They were clever. And, I mean, Mr. Miracle covers were awesome, but these were really, really clever. Cool ideas.
It's just picking everything that I don't pick. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what's happening here.
You know.
Yeah. That's why he's asking you first.
I
He's
know,
like,
right?
what's your
What's
favorite?
your pick,
No,
Sean?
I
Nope,
didn't
going with
like
the other
that at all.
That's how we do on Chocolate Comics.
We
Last
love
one, guys.
everything
This is the
around
last
here.
one of our top 10 best coloring. Shauna, I think you and I are in agreement.
Yeah,
Hands
we are.
down. Matt Wilson, the color artist for Paper Girls and the Mighty Thor.
Absolutely.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Especially because Paper Girls is wrapping up. What he
Yeah.
does with the color in the comic book Paper Girls is spectacular.
It's great.
His use of just solid colors to tell stories and set a mood.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, you feel like you're in the 80s when you read Paper Girls. You just
Mhm.
it feels like the 80s.
And
It's
what he
awesome.
did with the Mighty Thor, that was obviously the Jane Foster Thor run. The coloring is spectacular. What
agree
this
more.
guy does with a Rainbow Bridge will knock your socks off. Coloring was spectacular, but honestly, I mean, give him the award just for Paper Girls alone.
Sure. Agreed.
Really
oh my gosh, we
ingenious
agree.
color.
Holy cow.
We agree.
Yay!
All right, Matt Wilson, congratulations. You united the clans. Well, guys, that's our whole show. Let us know, what are your picks for the 2019 Eisner Awards? We'll do another recap show at San Diego Comicon with the winners, if we actually get to go to San Diego Comicon.
We will. We're going to win that Kevin Smith.
That's right. We're winning
contest.
the IMDb boat contest.
There you go.
Well, guys, that's our whole show for the week. Ralph, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks
you.
for wearing your uniform.
Always great to be here in the Sanctum Sanctorum.
And thanks again for the amazing artwork on the Fight Your Friends card. Could not be more grateful for
I'm
that.
just happy I was able to do it. I'm happy I nailed your guys' look.
You sure
Thanks,
did.
man. Well, you can nail me anytime. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Join us here every single Sunday for the Week in Review here on Chuckload of Comics on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Join the Chuckload of Comics family. We're here every Sunday breaking down the news. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
So until next week, guys, have a fantastic week. We'll see you here next Sunday.